Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Subject Computer Science, Unit number 2, Core Python, Chapter number 6, Control Structures. In this unit, in this chapter, we are going to discuss the three type of statements, that is sequential statement, alternative or branching statement, iteration or looping statement. So simply we can understand a sequential statement is a statement we execute one after another. In Python program, there may be many statements which are executed one after another. These type of statements are called sequence statement. In sequence statement, no statement is skipped or ignored, or more than one times any statement is not executed. So in sequence statement, all the statements are executed one after another without skipping and without repeating. But in alternative and branching statement, there may be single or group of statements or instructions or script based upon a condition. These type of statements are called alternative branching statement. You can see the definition in the screen. There may be situation in our real life programming where we need to skip a segment or statement and execute another segment based upon the test of a condition. This is called alternative or branching statement. So in alternative branching statement, based upon a condition, we are going to skip a group of statement and execute another group of statement. So the condition decides which group of statement is to be executed. And the third statement, iteration or looping statement, where a group of statement or a single statement is executed more than one times based upon a condition. So this is the three type of statement. Sequential statement, where every statement is executed without skipping or ignoring and without repeating the statement one after another. In alternative or branching statement, based upon a condition, a group of segment or group of statements are executed and another group of statement is skipped. In iteration or looping statement, a group of or a single statement is executed more than one time. So you can see the three type of statement: sequential, alternative or branching statement, and iterative or looping statement. These statements are called control statements or otherwise control structures because it controls the execution of the program. See the definition: a program statement that causes a jump of control from one part of the program to another part is called control structure or control statement. So in this chapter we are going to discuss this control structure one by one. Go to the book, page number 66. In this control structure we are going to 68. So the first statement is sequential statement. Of course we know there is no skipping or ignoring any statement or repeating the same statement more than once. So in this example you can see there is only two statements. One is print hello, this is sham, another one is address of the sham. So we are going to execute this example for sequential statement. So open the Python program, simply go to the start, select all programs, select Python 3.4 and select the IDLE icon, and by using a shortcut key Ctrl plus O, open the file. I already written the program, namely program 6.1. Now I'm going to execute the program. See, you can see there's two statement. One is the hello, this is sham. Another one is address of the sham. Now I'm going to run this program by simply pressing shortcut key F5, or we can also use run menu and run module. You can see the output. Hello, this is sham, 43 second line. So there is no skipping or repeating the same statement in this program. This is the simple example for sequential statement. Of course, we already know this type of statement. Now we are going to understand the alternative branching statement. This is new for us. That is based upon some condition. A group or single statement is executed. Another group or single statement is skipped. So there are three type of alternative or branching statement, that is simple if statement, Second one is if else statement. Third one is if else statement. So the first statement, simple if statement, is a statement executed based upon condition. If the condition is true, some of the statements are executed. If the condition is false, there is no statement for execution. So this is called simple statement, simple if statement. So again I repeat, in simple if statement based upon a condition, if the condition is true, some of the group of statement are executed. If the condition is false, there is no statement for execution. The condition must be in relational or logical expression. This is the simple form of simple if. Now I am going to execute the program. Before execution, we should understand the syntax. So syntax, the simple rule for using if condition. So see here, the keyword if. After keyword if, place space and place the condition. At the end of the condition, put colon. After the statement, if statement, enter the statement which are going to execute if the condition is true, and place indentation for each statement. So indentation is compulsory here. If you did not place any indentation, then there will be error. So I'm going to execute the second example of the chapter number 6.2. Here you can see a variable is created and the value for the variable is expected from the user by simply using input prompt and giving message to the user, that is enter your age. By after accepting the age value, we are storing the value in the x and we are going to execute the if statement. Here you can see the condition, if x value, x greater than or equal to 18. So this condition is going to be true only when the value, that is x value, is greater than or equal to 18. So if the value is greater than or equal to 18, then what will happen? So this statement is going to executed because you can see there is indentation. So indentation is very important. So what will be the message in the screen? You can see you are eligible for voting if the condition is true. Condition will be true if the value of x is greater than or equal to 18. Now I'm going to execute this program. The second program, example 6.2, simply open program 6.2. So you can see here I didn't give indentation. Now I am going to try to execute this program by simply pressing shortcut key F5. Now you can see the syntax error message in the screen. So expected an indent block. Expected an indent block. So I already told you indent is very important for if statement and other control statement. So you want to place the indent here. Now I'm going to save the program and I'm going to run the same program. Now you can see the program is running. The output, enter your age. Now I'm going to enter the age 25. Now the condition is true. So the message you are eligible for voting is printed on the screen. Now I'm going to execute the same program. Now I'm going to give the value less than 18, that is 17. Now you can see there is no statement for false if the condition is false. Now I'm going to run the same program. Now I'm going to give the input 18. So 18 is true because I am here using greater than or equal to 18. Greater than or equal to 18. So the condition is true. Now you can see the output, you are eligible for voting. This is the simple example for simple if statement. So simple if statement execute only true statement. If the condition is false, there is no statement for execution in simple if statement. Now we are going to discuss the second next topic, that is if else statement. In if else statement, if the condition is true, there are some group of statement for execution. If the condition is false, there are some group of statement for execution. So in simple if, we have only true block. That means if the condition is true, the statement is executed. If the condition is false, there is no statement is there is no statement for execution. But in if else statement, we have both blocks, that is called true blocks and false block. If the condition is true, the first block is executed after the if statement. If the condition is false, the else part, that is the false blocks, are executed. So this is the simple difference between simple if and a if else statement. So you can see the syntax of if else statement here. If condition colon statement block 1, that is true block. If the condition is true, these blocks are going to execute. If the condition is false, after the else keyword, else, you want to write else colon, after then placing the indentation, you want to write the statement block 2, that is false block. If the condition is false, this statement as is going to execute. The true block statements are skipped. So we can simply understand that in if else there are two type of blocks. One is true block, another one is false block. If the condition is true, true blocks are going to execute and false blocks are skipped. If the condition is false, false blocks are going to execute, true blocks are going to skip. So we can understand this statement by a simple flow chart. Here you can see the entry based upon the condition. If the condition is true, the statement block 1 is executed. Statement block 2, that is false, is skipped. If the condition is false, statement block 2 is executed. Statement block 1, that is true block, is skipped after the if statement is exit. So now we are going to understand this if else by using a 6.3. Here I am going to accept. In this program, we are going to accept a number from the user and store it into the variable a. Now we are going to execute this expression. First we want to understand this expression, then only we can able to understand the if statement. So here we are using a modulus operator. Modulus operator is used to divide a number and produce the value remainder and checking the value with the 0. So we are going to divide the a value with the 2, and after getting the remainder, we are going to check the remainder value with the 0. If the remainder is 0, we are going to print the message as is an even number. A is an even number, because all even numbers produce 0 remainder when we divide with the 2. If the condition is false, if the remainder is not 0, then the output is an odd number. See the output. The first and two outputs are here. Number 1 for example even number, number 2 for odd number. So here user entered the value 56, which one is even number. When we divide this 56 with 2, we get the remainder as 0. So condition is true. This block, that is first block, is executed. True block is executed. And in the second output, user entered the value 67. If we divide the 67 with 2, we get the remainder as 1 when the condition is false, because 1 is not equal to 0. So this block, the first block is skipped, the second block is executed. So now we are going to try this program. So open the program 6.3. See, the same program is entered here. Now I'm going to run this program. In the prompt you can see a message, enter any number. I'm going to give a number 56. Enter. Now you can see the value 56 is an even number. That is, this block is executed. The true block, the first block is executed. Else block is skipped because the condition is true. So now we are going to execute the same program. Now I'm going to give a second value 67, which is in your example. Now you can see the output is changed. That is, 67 is an odd number. That is, the condition is false. So the statement 1 is skipped. Statement 2, that is block 1 is skipped. Block 2 is executed. That is an odd number. So I hope you can understand these example programs. Now we are going to understand the next topic called branching or if else statement. Before that, we can use this if else statement in different way also. See here, this is the simple example for using if else statement. Here there is a variable. Three variables are used here. Number one, variable number one, if condition, else variable number two. So this may be the variable 3. If the condition is true, the value of the variable 3 is variable 1 value. If the condition is false, the value of the variable 3 is value of the variable 2. So now we are going to execute this statement. See the example here. A prompt is executed, a value is accepted from the user and stored into the variable A. Here we are going to use the same and even odd method. We are using the modulus operator. First understand the condition. After the if statement, after the if word. So A modulus of 2 is equal to 0. Now we are going to divide this A value with 2 and produce the remainder and check with the value 0. If the value is 0 and then this condition become true, then the first variable even value is stored in the variable x. If the condition is false, the odd, that means after the else word, the odd variable 2 is stored into the variable x. And after that we are going to print the statement x value in the screen. So now we are going to execute this statement. Example program 6.4. So in this program also we are using if else statement but with different way. See 6.4. So see the program 6.4. A is equal to int input, prompt is executed, enter a number is accepted from user and a store in the variable. Now we are going to execute the if else in various level, in a different level, that is x is equal to even. After that statement we are executing if else statement if condition else odd. So now I'm going to execute the program. Now you can see enter any number. I'm going to enter 57. So 57 is odd number. So odd is stored in the variable x. That is condition is false. That's why the else part is executed and this part, that is two part, is skipped. Now I'm going to execute the same program. Here I'm going to give the even number. Now you can see the output 64 is even. So condition is true. So the value of the x is even. The odd is skipped. So this is the simple example for if else statement with different way. Now we are going to discuss the next topic, that is nested if. So in this program we are going to use many conditions. So in the previous topic we discussed simple if and if else statement where we use only single condition statement, and based upon the condition we execute some of the some group of the blocks and skip some of the statements. Now in if else statement we are going to use many conditions. So there are many conditions here. See the syntax. If condition number one, if the condition is true, then the statement block one is executed. Else, you go for next statement, that is called elif. Now here there is a second condition. If the condition is true, then block 2 is executed. If the condition 2 itself false, then you go for next statement elif condition 3. If there is, then the block 3 is executed. If both conditions are false, then the last part of the if elif statement, that is else part, is executed. If both conditions, that is all conditions, are false. If any one of the condition is true, then the that kind of block condition is block statement is are executed and others are skipped. So here you can see the two condition test expressions are here. If the first expression is true, the true block is executed. If first condition is false, if the first condition is false, then second condition is executed and the second condition is checked. If the second condition is true, the elif body is executed. If the second condition also false, then we go for the third body condition, that is else body. Now we are going to execute. Now we are going to understand this if elif else statement. If elif else statement. Here in this example, you can see there are many conditions for grading system. So we want to accept a mark from the user and check whether which grade is going to set to the student. Now there are many condition average, that is the first condition is if the value is greater than or equal to 80, then the grade is A. If the value between 70 to 80, then the grade is B. If the value is between 60 to 70, then the grade is C. If the value is 50 to 60, then the value grade is D. Otherwise, the value is E. Now we are going to create a program with the four conditions. The first condition which checks the value greater than or equal to 80. The second condition which checks the value is between 70 to 80. The third condition which checks the value is between 60 to 70. The fourth condition which checks 50 to 60. If all these conditions are false, then the last part, that is called otherwise, the else part is executed. So in this program you can see there are many conditions. The first condition, before if average greater than or equal to 80. If the condition is true, the first block is executed and the if statement terminate. If the condition is false, the first condition is false, it go for the second condition, that is second elif. Here the second condition is checked. If average value is greater than or equal to 70 and average value is less than or equal to less than 80, then the second block is executed and the if statement is terminated. In the same way, if the second condition also falls, then it go for the third condition, third elif. Here you can see the value is checked, average greater than or equal to 60 and less than 70. This, if the condition is true, then this statement is executed, that is the third block is executed. Other blocks are skipped and if statement is terminated. If this third condition also falls, then you go for the fourth condition, that is the third elif. Here the value is checked. If the value greater than or equal to 50 and less than 60, then the fourth block is executed. So here you can see the four blocks with the four condition. First condition, first block. If the condition is true, this block is executed. If the second condition, second block. If the condition is true, this block is executed. If the condition is true for the third block, third condition, then the third block is executed. The same way, if the fourth condition is true, then the fourth block is executed. If all the four conditions are false, that is the average value is not comes under any condition, then it go for the last block called else, where this block is executed. In this example, you can see the two outputs. So one is 34, another one is 78, where we are going to accept two numbers from the user and stored in the variable m1 and m2. After that, we are calculating the average by simply executing the statement, adding and dividing with the 2. And after getting the average, we are going to check the if else statement. Now we are going to see the output in program. Open the Python. The program file name is 6.5. So you can see we are using two variables, namely m1 and m2, for getting the mark for first subject and second subject. After that, we are calculating the average in the third line, and then from fourth line we started executing if else statement. So now I'm going to execute this program. So in this output you can see enter mark for first subject. So I'm going to enter the first mark 54 and second mark 65. Now you can see the grade is D. That is when we add these two numbers 54 and 65 and getting the average. So the value is, so now I'm going to execute the same program again. Here I'm going to enter the value above 80, that is 81 and 82. Now the grade is A. In the same way I'm going to execute the second same program. Now I'm going to give the value less than greater than 70 and less than 80. So then only I get the value grade B. So in the same way, we can check all the conditions, and if the condition is false, if all the condition is false, that is the value less than 50. Now I'm going to give the value less than 50, 41 and 42. Now you can see the grade E. So grade B, grade A, grade B, grade D. In the same way, other condition may also work. So this is the simple example for if statement. So in the simple if, we have one condition and one block for execution. If the condition is true, the true block is executed. In if else statement, we have one condition and two blocks for execution. One is true block, another one is false block. If the condition is true, then the true block is executed, and condition is false, the false block is executed. But in if else statement, we have many conditions and many true blocks. If all the conditions are false, then we have also the false block after else statement. So this is the simple concept of if else statement. If else statement. Now we are going to discuss the uh, same program with a different example. That is, now we are going to use the in and the not in functions in if statements. So in functions, check the value with the variable, check the values within the parentheses with the variable, and produce the true if value is equal to the variable value. So here you can see the checking condition if in condition. So variable is ch, that is character in small letter a, capital letter A, small e, small I, small o, small u and capital U. All the values are within single quotation and separated by comma, and they are placed within the parenthesis after the in statement. So in statement, that is in operator, checks these values with the value of this ch and produce true if the value is equal. Otherwise it produce false. Now this program is simple program to check the verbal. Of course, we are going to check the verbal numbers. And there is another operator called not in function, where the values within the parentheses are checked with the variable and produce the true. If the value is not equal to value ch, then it produce the true. That is, it is opposite to the in. Not in is the opposite to in operator. Now we are going to execute this 6.5a program 6.5a. So first line is we are getting input from the user a single character. Now we are going to check the single character using in operator with these values. If the condition is true, then this statement is executed. If the condition is false, then there is no statement for execution because it is simple if. In the same way, if the second condition is also placed here, where not in operator is used, where a, b, c, if the value in the ch is not a, b, c, then this statement is executed. Now I'm going to give the first value a, small letter a. You can see the first if statement is executed because condition is true, because the value of ch is a, so which one is equal to this variable, so the condition is true. Then this statement, that is this print statement, is executed. This condition is false because a value is not in ch. So next we are going to execute the same program Now I am going to give the variable, second variable called E, where both conditions are true. So E is in the variable ch and the value is equal, so the condition is true. Now the condition is a vowel is executed, and second condition is also executed because A is not in this list, in the not in list. So E is not in the not in list, so that's why this condition is true. Then the output is displayed in your screen. So I hope you understand the concept, the simple in and not in condition concept. Now we are going